We just got a brand new trailer for ZA, and now guys, we have so much more to go over about Generation 10. We got some wild Generation 10 leaks, which the game is gonna come out next year. Like 99% it's gonna come out in just a year, which is crazy. But the leaks we are going over today for Generation 10 are actually insane, and we have some amazing news to go over for Pokemon Champions. Like really good information, really important stuff to know about it. I'm gonna talk about Generation 10 first, and then the Pokemon Champions stuff. Okay, so actually the first one is kind of in relation to Champions, but it's also in relation to Generation 10. It's a double whammy here, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we just got the new Omni Ring revealed, which is an item in Pokemon Champions that allows you to, like, you know, switch from Mega Evolution, Terrestrialization, Z moves, Dynamax. So it's pretty much going to be, I think, every single evolution gimmick, which is going to be insane. Pokemon Champions is going to probably be a crazy game, dude. They are cooking with Legend ZA and Champions. They both seem like they're going to be just so fun. But anyways, Central League says, here's a consolation prize for no new Megas today because they didn't announce a new Mega Evolution again, which I cannot believe they didn't do. Dude, Pokemon Worlds would have been the perfect opportunity to reveal like 5 Mega Evolutions, because if you don't know, the leaks that we have, they're saying that we're going to get like 25 other brand new Mega Evolutions with the potential possibility of us getting an extra 5 like later on with like an update or DLC. But you know, the extra 5 is kind of, you know, maybe not going to happen, but the other 25 that we're going to get in the game, I think those leaks are legit. A ton of videos about it. If you want to check it out, definitely easily find on my channel. But Central Leagues then said Majin, the codename of the new mechanic for Generation 10, will also be a part of the Omni Ring in the future. Okay, so the Omni Ring, as it currently stands, could even have the new Generation 10 gimmick on it already. I don't know, I mean, it could be on the other side of the ring that we can't even see it, which is going to be awesome. So that means the Generation 10 gimmick is going to come to Pokemon Champions. Generation 10, Central Leagues claimed it's coming out next year in 2026, which is crazy because that's not even that far away. We're going to get Legend ZA this year, which ZA looks like it's going to turn out to be a really fun game. Like, I am so excited for Legend ZA. And yes, guys, I'm going to be doing some live streams for it, so make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications so you don't miss the live streams, because, dude, this game is going to be a wild one. But obviously, we're going to get a Generation 10, you know, battle evolution gimmick. And I've always been saying, like, I swear every single evolution gimmick is going to come back. But, you know, maybe it won't because of the fact that we have Pokemon Champions, and that's the game where every single battle / evolution gimmick is going to, you know, be in. Like, we're going to be able to use every single evolution gimmick within Pokemon Champions. Dude, I hope Pokemon Champions is going to be a good game. Anyways, I could talk more about that later because we have a couple more Generation 10 things to go over. But like I was saying, I was like, bro, Generation 10 would be a perfect game because it's, you know, the 10th generation of Pokemon, the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. It's a big game, the first double-digit Pokemon game, and it's going to be based on, a little spoiler warning about Generation 10 about where it's going to be taking place, so skip like 25 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But it's going to be taking place in Greece, the Cyclades, which is a bunch of different islands. It's an archipelago, which is a bunch of, you know, islands within a confined area in the water, I guess, in the ocean. So I was like, okay, what if one evolution gimmick here, one here, like Dynamax has this island, like you can only use Dynamax at this island, and the other island you can only use Mega Evolution. Oh, this island over here you can only use Z moves, and of course the new battle / evolution gimmick, which is, the code name is Majin. We don't exactly 100% know what that means, but somebody did ask that. Somebody said, is Majin also what makes the divine Pokemon thing? I saw a rumor. So if you don't know, a lot of people think it's going to be like a divine thing where it's like you get special powers, like special abilities, special boosts and stuff like that. Central League said, we have all seen rumors floating around this mechanic for a while, and they're all fake. The only real thing leaked so far is the codename Majin, but any other details floating around like hypothesis are wrong, is what he's saying, which is very interesting. Cardinal the Goat, go follow him on Twitter. He made some like concept art of the kind of like divine mechanic, which, dude, it looks awesome. His renders look so sick about that gimmick. But I guess that gimmick is not actually going to be a divine power, kind of like hypothesis thing. It's going to be different than that, which is really interesting to see, because I was like, okay, this makes sense. You know, the divine powers, you know, based on where the game is going to take place, like the little, you know, spoiler warning I went over a couple minutes ago. I think it would have been a really cool gimmick, but I think it's going to be even better. I'm hoping that the gimmick we get is even better. In my opinion, Terrestrialization in Generation 9 is probably one of my least favorite gimmicks. I'd say Mega Evolution is definitely my favorite, but Terrestrialization didn't really, like, I don't know, it didn't feel that insane to me, so I hope Generation 10 is an even better gimmick. Imagine if it's even cooler than Mega Evolution. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite evolution gimmick, and do you think there could ever be anything cooler than Mega Evolutions? I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Mega Evolutions, like, there's definitely a big group of people that prefer Z moves or Dynamax and stuff like that, but I think Mega Evolution, you know, has the most fans and love compared to the other ones. And let me know your theories about what the Generation 10 gimmick could possibly be. Bro, we're going to get some wild Generation 10 leaks in a couple of months, because here's the thing, guys. Legends ZA is coming out in like roughly 2 months, a little bit less than 2 months now, which is kind of insane. Time has actually been flying by. And Nintendo and I are doing a little giveaway for a $25 eShop gift card, which I'm going to do the little promo right now. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is join our Discord, which the link is in the description down below. Subscribe to both of our channels with the post notifications turned on. Take a screenshot and post it in the giveaway entry channel in the Discord. It is completely free to do. We are going to announce the winners when Nintendo hits 15K, when I hit 30K, or when Legends ZA is officially released, whichever comes first. You know, the winner of that could use that $25 to go towards Legends ZA. But anyways, somebody else said rip Gen 10 focusing on Megas, which I never thought that Generation 10 was going to focus just on Mega Evolution. Like, nobody said that Generation 10 was going to have only Mega Evolutions. But the thing is, like I said earlier, a lot of people, including myself, were like, this game could totally have every single evolution gimmick, and it would make sense. But now that we have the new Pokemon Champions game, like, you know, using every single evolution gimmick and having the Omni Ring, I kind of don't see Generation 10 having everything. I think Generation 10 is now going to only have its own evolution gimmick. However, I would still be down for it to have every single gimmick. Central Leagues responded to that and said, we know for a fact that Generation 10 will have a brand new mechanic. Whether Megas remain usable, that remains to be seen. So it's not really confirmed whether or not, you know, Mega Evolutions are going to be in it or not going to be in it. Like, it's still kind of 50-50. It's still up in the air, but based on everything I just talked about and said, I think it's going to look like it's probably not going to have Mega Evolutions in it. And then I want to go over that tweet about Central League saying Generation 10 is in 2026. And I think they've said this before. Like, I'm pretty sure this is not the first time we've seen this, but somebody said, nah, I'm still saying Gen 10 2027, meaning no demo next year, because there actually is like a new Pokemon Play kind of thing that was in the Terra League or Giga League or whatever, which I guess has a potential to have a Generation 10 demo there, which is going to be next year, which that could be true, bro. That's going to be awesome. I hope I could play Generation 10 at the demo version. Probably not, though. And then Central Leagues responded to this guy and said Gen 10 is 2026 with no hesitation there, which, like I said, makes total sense. 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and then, you know, of course, it would just make sense because that would be a 4-year gap from Generation 9, and we've had a lot of 3-year gaps recently. Like, they don't typically do 4-year gaps in between generations in the recent years. Like, they definitely have in the past. I'm not saying they never have, but in the last couple of generations, it's been about 3 years per new generation, which I'm totally fine going on in the future if they do a new generation every 4 years, only because I want them to be cooking up something more special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to be making better built games. I think Generation 10 is going to be crazy, though. I'm really looking forward to Generation 10. My hopes may be a little bit too high for Gen 10, but I think that's okay because of the fact that, like, it's Game Freak. You know, Pokemon is the world's biggest franchise or gaming media franchise. Like, they have so much money to pour into development, and we know that Pokemon can make some insanely fun and amazing games, obviously because they're, like I just said, the biggest media franchise of all time. So I think it's going to be a big game. Plus, they've had so much criticism over the last couple of years. Like, the whole Switch era of Pokemon, people have complaints about every single game, which some of them are very valid, and some of them are kind of stupid complaints too. But, I mean, dude, I think Legends ZA, like I've said already a couple times in this video, I think is looking pretty fun. Like, I think this game is going to be so hype. I cannot wait to play it. It looks better and better. It looks more fun every single time I see a new trailer, some more gameplay, and especially with that new online mode, which I'm going to make a more in-depth video about that, like about the ranked modes and stuff like that, because, bro, that was like one of my biggest wishes from Legends ZA pretty much from the start. I mean, ever since we kind of knew what the combat was looking like, that's what I really wanted, was like, oh my gosh, I want like an online battle mode, and we are getting that, which is just actually amazing. So I was going to do that video today, but then we got all this stuff about Generation 10, and there's even other stuff to go over, and I literally have other videos that I've been trying to upload for like a week now, but dude, so many new things have been coming out every single day that I'm like, okay, I gotta keep pushing this video back, I gotta push this one back, and I keep pushing them back because I'm like, bro, I'd rather have this stuff go out over the other stuff because it's just more interesting and it's just insane to see, and I want to keep you guys up to date as well. Like, I've tried to keep you guys up to date about all the newest Pokemon news, leaks, updates, and everything like that. Okay, this is the last thing about Generation 10, and then we're gonna talk about the Champions stuff, okay? So Light88 also said with all the gimmicks returning to Pokemon Champions, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon have a good chance of coming back either as a mainline game or a legend style game similar to ZA in the coming years. And he did all the, you know, the different battle evolution gimmicks, SV with Terra, you know, PLZA, Mega, we have Z moves, blank, Dynamax, blank, Generation 10, blank, which I think that a Legends Alola game would be perfect. The next Legends game, dude, it has to be an Alola region game, which I want to make another video about. I already have made a video about it, but I think there's a whole nother like huge theory that could totally happen with that I want to make another video about. But what like 88 is saying here is not really a leak, it's just him kind of like thinking, which is kind of true because, you know, they could do another Legends game that gives us Z moves and another Legends game that bring back like Dynamax and stuff like that. Maybe not though. I mean, we're not going to get a Legends game like anytime soon. I think it's probably going to be at least another 3 years for the next Legends game, like at the least. Okay, with all that being said, let's move on to the Pokemon Champions stuff. Okay, so the good news, Pokemon Champions, we knew was going to be a free-to-play game. At least I was assuming it would be. I don't know if they ever actually fully announced that it was going to be free, but now we know like with certainty that it's going to be a free-to-play game on the Switch 2, the Switch, and mobile devices, which we already knew was going to be on all those consoles. This is, however, a paid version will also be released for the Switch 2 and the Switch, Pokemon Champions plus starter pack, more details in the future. So a starter pack means we're going to get like extra bonus items, maybe extra bonus Pokemon, boosts, maybe, you know, outfits or something like that to start the game off with, which, you know, obviously isn't needed. Like, no one needs to buy that. And it says, as a reminder, this game will have 2 currencies according to the leaks. VPs will be used to recruit and train Pokemon, and normal held items will be only obtained through playing. Which, okay, makes sense. And the secondary currency will be for trainer customizations, stadiums, and exclusive held items, which, that's a little concerning because I don't want this game to be pay to win. I don't want to have people like, you know, drop in $50 to get like the most OP like boost or ability or whatever the heck it could possibly be for this game and then win every single match. I hope it's not, because if it is, that's going to kill the game. It needs to be a balanced game where like anyone has the ability to get any special boost or abilities, and you know, anything that you could pay for just is straight up aesthetic items, like only outfits, costumes, you know, different colored jackets, that type of stuff. We don't need them to be making it pay to win. I hope it's not. This doesn't really say it is, but that is kind of concerning. Exclusive held items, like what the heck does that really specifically mean? Another piece of information about Champions says, it's now confirmed that Pokemon Champions will allow crossplay and cross-save between Switch and mobile versions. And this is going to be used for the VGC in 2026, which I'm going to talk about next. This is good news because if, you know, you're out on a vacation, you don't have your Switch, or like, you know, you're just like 2 hours away from home, you want to play some Champions on your car ride home, you can play right where you left off on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like your level progress, your progression, everything is going to save, and it's going to be awesome in that sense, which I think is a great idea. That's a fantastic idea, because I was like, yeah, I'd rather play this on my Switch, but now that I know that it's a cross-save game, I'm 100% going to have it on my Switch and my phone, because why the heck not? It's awesome that they're making this a mobile game, though. Like, I think that's going to make this game so much more popular and so much more, like, hyped up, because, you know, not everybody has a Switch. You know, a lot of people do have a Switch. You know, like, the Switch 1 is quite literally one of the best-selling consoles of all time, but still, that being said, this being a mobile game is going to really be fantastic for people. And one more amazing piece of info, you do not need Switch Online to play Pokemon Champions. At least according to Central Leaks, they said nope, NSO won't be required, which that's big. A lot of people don't pay for the online subscription, which at least, you know, the Switch Online service is kind of cheap compared to like Xbox and PlayStation. You know, like you can get like a whole year membership with Nintendo for like, I think it's like 20 or something odd dollars, which is not even that bad realistically. That's like $2 a month almost, which, you know, not everyone can do that though, because it does add up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have the online service, which W Nintendo, W Game Freak for not allowing us to have NSO to play Champions online. And the last information, which I just kind of talked about, Pokemon VGC is moving away from the main games. Pokemon Champions will be the main game played at Worlds 2020. They said 2025, but they actually meant to say 2026. They corrected themselves. So that's huge. This is crazy. I can't believe they're doing that. So I wonder if it's only going to be 2026. Like if this is, you know, only 2026 and then 2027, it'll be Generation 10. But this is pretty big news. That means they're putting a lot on Pokemon Champions, which I think is good news because of the fact that that means they're probably trying to make Champions a really good game. Like they're trying to really thoroughly make this game. If it's going to be like, you know, the VGC at Worlds 2026, that's huge. That's a pretty big deal that they're moving away from, you know, Generation 9 or Legend Z or whatever the heck else they could have done, because Generation 10 probably isn't going to be released before the next Pokemon Worlds, which makes me think that this is only for 2026, but it's still a big deal. Like, that's still huge. And then, like I said, 2027 is probably going to be Generation 10 at Worlds. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, we got some crazy, crazy stuff. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications if you don't mind. And if you are a real one watching this far in the video, comment down below whale. Just the word whale to confuse those people that aren't watching this far in the video. And to show me your real one. But anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.